want to share with you just a couple important things as we get ready to read it. And this comes from a lot of sources. One of my favorite sources is this guy, Daryl Johnson, who is a pastor to First Baptist in Vancouver, Canada. And he's written a great book on a commentary of Revelation, and he preaches on it. It's really good. I couldn't recommend it more, but I can get you more sources too. But this is some stuff about Revelation before we study. So Revelation was written to people are under pressure, and in particular, to compromise living to Jesus as Lord, or living for Jesus as Lord. So the context is the people trying to live for Jesus under the rule of the Roman Empire. And there's a crazy pressure to give up him as ruler, give up him as Lord. And so the context is that there's incredible pressure. And he's writing to two kinds of people: those that are living and enduring in the faith that Jesus is Lord, like, hey, keep going, be strengthened, don't give up. You'll see a lot of that as we write. But he's also writing to those that are asleep to Jesus and are living as the way of the world. So like they've compromised. They're not living as if Jesus is alive and Jesus is risen. And so that's really important right up front to remember. That's the context. He's writing to real people. He's writing to people that are being squeezed by the worldliness that's around them, and especially the Roman way of living. And so that is the empire. They're being squeezed by empire. And he's writing to encourage and to wake up, live for Jesus, keep living for Jesus. That's important. If we keep going, he's also writing to give us the most comprehensive vision of Jesus the world has ever seen. And so what Daryl likes to say is, if the book is read properly, you will begin to see Jesus in a way that will begin to melt to help you overcome all your fears. Like, Jesus will become so big if you read Jesus well. Another way he says it is, if you're reading Revelation well, you end up at the feet of Jesus. You don't end up contemplating beasts with 7 horns and all of these other things. You end up going, wow, Jesus is amazing. Like he's crushing it in here. And so it's meant to give us that kind of vision. It's also, I like how he says this, to set the present moment in light of the unseen realities of the future. So as Kim said, I loved how she said it, like this mystery unfolding. He's trying to set the present moment they're in under the oppression of the Romans and trying to live for Christ in a pressuring world or an empire type world. But he's trying to set that moment in light of the unseen realities of the future. Things are going to unfold. And so if you can see this pressure right now in light of what's coming, he's trying to write in a way to help us do that. But then it's on the opposite. He's trying to set the present moment in light of the unseen realities of the present. So there's more to the present than we can see also. And those things are unfolding. Those realities are being made known at the same time. This is like some deep matrix type stuff right here. So hang with me. But it's important we know this and we keep revisiting this so we don't get off into these weird, wild, like chases around dragons and like conspiracy theories, because it's really not the point of the book. And then the last thing he's writing for, maybe not the last, that's not the best way to say it, but the last thing I'm going to share with you is just to experience the nature of John's experience. So we'll see right here in the first chapter, John gets a vision and he's unpacking this vision throughout Revelation. It's not even necessarily chronological either. It's more like a drama. Like there's different scenes and acts, but they're not necessarily in order. It's like you'll be in one scene and then you'll be in another scene. Another way it's put is like he's wearing one costume and then he's wearing another. And so it's not necessarily this happens and this happens and this happens. It's more different aspects of the vision that are being unfolded throughout the book. And they do connect, but they're not necessarily chronological order. Any questions real quick on that? I know that's like some heady stuff right off the bat. Okay. So he's writing to people that are under incredible pressure. He's writing to to give context or to set things in light of the present moment, but also into the future moments. And he's writing so that you can experience what he's experiencing or seeing. So how to read it. Here's some interesting things. Honor the title. So it's called Revelation, but you'll see in the first line, it's the revelation of Jesus Christ. And so this book is about the revelation of Jesus. It's of Jesus Christ. It's by Jesus Christ. It's about Jesus Christ. That's what you're going to see in here. And you hear this word apocalypse because it's known as the apocalyptic book, or this is apocalyptic literature. There's a few types in the Bible, but Revelation is the great apocalyptic literature. It's not this crazy Armageddon or even necessarily end times type thing. Apocalypse means to pull the curtain back, or to take the top off the box to see what's actually there. Or like, here's a way I'll use it in a sentence. When the clouds are covering the mountains, all you need is an apocalypse to see the mountains. So you need the clouds to part, so you can see it. So Revelation is about pulling the curtain back. It's about taking a deeper look or seeing what's really there when it comes to who Jesus is, what he's about, what he's been doing, what he's going to do. And so when I said at the very beginning, if we read this book right, we're going to be at the feet of Jesus. We're going to be more in awe of him or in wonder of him. That's because the curtain's been pulled back so much that you're really seeing him clearly, what he's doing and what he will do eventually. And so that's the apocalypse, is John is pulling the curtain back for us. John's having the curtain pulled back for him. That's what Revelation does. It unfolds. And there is some trickiness to it, but that's what the book's trying to do, is unfold who Jesus really is so we can see him fully. And so Daryl says it like this, really much better than I can. The title of the book is The Apocalypse of Jesus Christ, by Jesus Christ, about Jesus Christ. The pulling back of the curtain by Jesus Christ, about Jesus Christ. The breaking through from hiddenness of Jesus Christ, by Jesus Christ, about Jesus Christ. It's all about a person. And so as we get into this book, we're going to find out more about him, learn more about him, see more about him, hopefully fall more in love with him. And it's written so that we can be strengthened under pressure. Is anyone feeling any pressure these days? Maybe. Right?
Yes.
And so this book should help us endure in our allegiance to Jesus, not in our allegiance to the world. Or if you're on this call and you're not really aligned with Jesus, or you've lost track of what it means to have him number one, this book and this study should wake you up to that and hopefully make you say, crap, I need to get aligned with Jesus. I need to be on this dude's team because he's awesome. He's amazing. Hopefully the book will do that, and it will unravel and unveil things for you so that you feel like, whoa, I'm really seeing what this guy's about. Is that good? Is that good? Huh? Little introduction. Okay. Any questions, comments on that? Clarifiers?
I have a comment that it's so interesting the way you just described the apocalypse, because my whole life, I've only thought of the apocalypse, that word, as the end of the world, the end of the world. Movies that are titled The Apocalypse, whatever it is, any kind of reference, I immediately go to the end of the world. I don't think of Revelation as all that, but that word apocalypse has always symbolized that for me. And what I'm realizing as you say it might very well be the end of the world that it's symbolizing, but that's not what it means. Because the unveiling, when the clouds are parted and whatever is shown, might be the new discovery of our new time. We don't know that, but that's just so interesting. I think most people in our society, in all societies, I don't even know, it might be worldwide, feel that apocalypse is like everything gets bombed and it's over. Like, right. I think that's how they envision it.
And,
like a
that's what's crazy. I appreciate your comment. It's great to hear that, because I think that's a lot of our experiences. And just to keep teasing it, there is no Armageddon in the book of Revelation. And so many people think there is not. And you'll see why if we keep reading. I'm giving you a purposeful hook. but there is no Armageddon. So people have made that up, or they've read into it, or they've added things on. And part of pulling the curtain back, or the apocalypse, Jesus does win, and there is an end. And so that is part of seeing him in fullness, or in reality. But there's more to that too, especially when you put that sentence together up top, when I said it's about to set the present moment in light of unseen future realities, right? Like, it's not just seeing what will come, it's also seeing more clearly what's happening now, right? So if you were to even think about your current situation that you're living in right now, or the pressures of our world right now, with the pandemic, with the shootings that are happening that we literally woke up to this morning, there is a need to be able to pull the curtain back and see what is real right now in the midst of chaos. Like, is there more reality than what meets the eye? Well, this book will help us see what's really happening. What is the real war that's going on? Who is the real winner? How do we connect with him, so that we're not just fixated on the clouds, but we can actually see the mountain? So that's where we're going. Okay. You might not be able to see those Pasadena hills in LA with all that smog, but there will be an apocalypse once this Santa Ana winds come.